Okay, I'm Rebecca O'Neill, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, that is my name. I'm Rebecca O'Neill. Y'all probably thought I was gonna be white based on that name, but I'm not. I'm black. Yeah, I have the name of a step dancer in the St. Patrick's Day parade, but I look like I live in Wakanda. I love it. It's great because it confuses people. I am new here. I've been in Brooklyn, actually not new anymore. I've been here for almost a year next month. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good. It's good. I moved here from the murder capital. You know, it's cool. And I'm like, okay, yeah, Chicago's the murder capital. She looked like, do they murder in Chicago? Girl, yes, they do. They be murdering. But now I'm here in lovely in New York. I love it. My only gripe, and you gotta have a gripe at a comedy show. There's a thing that you have here that I love. It's bodegas. We don't have this exact thing in Chicago. Fans, who's wooing for bodegas? Are you hungry? What's good? I love it because we don't have this exact thing in Chicago. We have corner stores and we have delis, but they are two separate commercial enterprises, okay? Not a lot of overlap. Here in New York, you can get the kind of stuff I like at a corner store. You can get, you know, a cool beverage, a warm orange, stuff like that. You know, just like room temperature citrus, gotta love it. But the difference is here in your corner stores, there's people cooking in the kitchen, which I find quaint and a little unsanitary, but nobody asked me. So you guys were doing this long before I arrived, so as you were. But and my gripe is, you gotta have a gripe. My gripe is, why do the bodega dudes ask what you want on your sandwich if they're gonna do whatever the hell they feel anyway? Like that reads disingenuous to me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Being from the murder capital, that's phony. You know, just be real going forward. Call yourself a tastemaker or a concierge or something like that, because they're clearly eyeballing it and giving me what they feel I deserve. And I'm like, okay, I'll be your muse and not your customer, but say that. You know what I mean? Say that up front. This is a fat gripe, y'all. I like it here. I got catcalled in Brooklyn because it's Brooklyn. And the guy yelled something. You know how guys are. He's like, hey, colorful. Hey, rainbow. And I'm like, that's gotta be me. Today, I did a muted palette because this place is nice. And I'm used to performing at like DIY shows for college kids in Brooklyn, so I feel wonderful right now. So I'm like, put on a brocade dress, look like the mother of the bride. I love it. Here's the thing. Usually, you guys are gonna have to use the power of imagination. I like to power pattern mix. My style icon is Fran Drescher from The Nanny. So, you know, extrapolate back from there. Like, for example, our wonderful host outfit, I'm like, how could I turn that into a dress? Like, that's the energy I'm trying to, my whole thing is like, what if Miss Frizzle was a slut? Like, that's the energy. That's the energy. Because everybody in New York kind of dresses like I'm dressed right now, like all black everything, you know, like everyone's going to like a chic destination funeral, like that sort of thing. It's not my vibe, you know, it's not me. I dress like a background dancer in a body positive hip hop video, like I'm just gonna twerk so hard, you realize all women are beautiful, whatever. Yeah. I recently got back into town. I went to Portland. I hadn't been there before. Anybody been to Portland before? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's very green there. It's green. It's almost as green as it is white. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's refreshing though, because here in Brooklyn, in New York, this just, you know, we don't have as much nature. There's more like designated areas where politicians allow trees to grow. It's not the same. You know, it's just not the same. It's not the same at all. It's just all the available oxygen. I felt like I was blood doping just being in Oregon. I feel like I'd get kicked out of the Olympics for being there for too long. It's just so much oxygen in my blood. Because whereas in New York, the air is like a little thick, it doesn't move, it smells funny. Like, I don't know. I've only been here for a year, I'm not ready. I just feel like New York has that total recall air that'll make you grow a third titty. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. Somebody do the tests. I'm not a scientist. I went through a breakup before I moved here because I'm like, I was dating a 23-year-old. Somebody gasped, how do you know I'm not 23? Stop it. I'm not 23, significantly, but he had a lot of energy. A bitch has her reasons. Anyway, so, yeah. But I told him, I'm like, I'm moving across the country. You know, I'm moving millions of miles away from Chicago. I have no sense of geography, probably trillions. And, you know, no sense of spatial reasoning. But I'm like, I'm moving across the country. We should go our separate ways. We should move on. And then he did immediately. And I'm like, whoa. Because I said that to be nice. So here's the thing. He's 23, right? The funny part is I was calling this little rugrat daddy in bed, which, like, I'm like, okay, girl. You're into some Benjamin Button shit. That's fine. That's okay. Put it on your fat life. Let the people know what you like. It's weird. I'm a feminist. Anybody else a feminist? Oh, I'm so happy. Here's the thing. I am a feminist, but in the context of a relationship with the man, it's sort of in contrast to that. I get pretty submissive, and I like a man who's dominant. I never fight what I like. It's mind-boggling to be a feminist whose fetish is technically a Republican household. Like, that is wild, you know what I mean? Because I find myself like, can you get whiplash from cognitive dissonance? Because there's a lot. There's a lot going on in my brain. I'm not gonna get too dirty with you. You guys like dirty jokes? Hilarious, because I like being woke and nasty, because it confuses men, and that's my brand. I don't know. I just want to be like the Andy Kaufman of sluts. You guys ready? Like Schrodinger's pussy. Is it there? I'm not sure. I don't know. Was she really a slut? You'll find out on my deathbed if I don't fake my death. Okay, so I really, I try to think, like, Rebecca, what are you looking for in a man? Nobody asked, but I'm going to answer the question. I'm looking for someone who can help me get marijuana easily and pay for my birth control. And I realized weed, birth control. Bitch, you want to date Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's who you want to date. You want to date Bernie Sanders. They're not available. So it's really hilarious because the first thing I did when I broke up with my ex, and no one has ever told a single woman to do this, but the first thing I did was I bought a bunch of cardigans. And I did this for what I feel to be a noble reason. My icon, Michelle LaVaughn Obama, wears a lot of cardigans, okay? We don't have time. She's a goddess. She's a bad bitch. We don't deserve her. We don't have time. So she's a little black girl from the south side of Chicago, just like me, okay? And she married a president. So I'm like, bitch, get you some cardigans. Find you a man. Like, get your life together, girl. Marry up. Marry rich. What are you doing? Like, stop this charade. Like, get your life together. So, yeah, she's no slouch, though. With or without Barack, she went to an Ivy League school. She's an incredibly impressive woman. And I feel like we grew up similarly. She grew up nerdy in the hood of Chicago. Growing up nerdy in the hood is very confusing for people. White people. It's just, people have a very binary black and white idea of what people can be, and I feel like I confuse that, you know? And it's just interesting because I moved from Chicago, a notoriously dangerous place, to New York, a notoriously more dangerous place. Like, there's hella Marvel fights take place here. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe is fighting in this city. So I'm like, whoa. So I bought some brass knuckles, okay? I'm not good at close combat. I don't know why I have these, but I bought them. But because I grew up nerdy in the hood, I do carry the brass knuckles in my NPR tote bag. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, all things considered, I'm not that dangerous. I'm not gonna hurt you. Somebody groaned at the pun. You right. Puns are stupid. You right. Okay. No more puns, I promise. So, it's just silly because I moved to Brooklyn. Like, I did grow up nerdy, which is, you know, I moved to Brooklyn, which is fine, and I feel like it's changed. I moved there last year. I didn't see what it used to be because now I live amongst all these hipsters who self-identify as nerds to be cool. And I grew up being tormented for being a nerd. And I'm like, okay, there's 2 N-words I gotta take back against the people who use them against me? Are you serious right now, Brooklyn? I gotta move, but I live in Bushwick. Come check me out. I joined a gym back in Chicago because I was trying to lose a little weight to move to New York and be famous. We'll see how that works out. But do you guys have Planet Fitness here in New York? Okay, cool. I've been asking some pretty stupid questions about New York, I'm not gonna lie. Like, so here in New York, do you guys like convert oxygen into carbon dioxide? We do that back in Chicago. You guys do all the same shit. So I joined Planet Fitness, which is $10 a month, which is great because I'm broke and it works out. With your $10, they give you a free personal trainer. I did not know that personal trainers are an entire genre of man that I love. I didn't know this, okay? Until I joined Planet Fitness. Okay, I love dominant men, and personal trainers are a whole group of dudes who love boss and fat girls around. So it's like a yin and yang type symbiotic relationship. So I joined 3 Planet Fitnesses, and I got 3 of them. Pokemon Go told me, gotta catch them all. I don't know, I do what I'm told. So that's so silly. Yeah, I told my ex I used to be a cheerleader back in high school, and he's gross, so he got way too excited. His eyes lit up, and he's like, baby, do you still have the uniform? If you still have the uniform, put it on for me. It's gonna be so great. We're gonna have so much fun. And I'm just sitting around wondering, like, why is he asking me, do I still have the uniform? At this point, we've been dating for a while. He knows I'm crazy as hell. I don't throw anything away. Of course I still have the uniform, so go get the uniform out. I get it on, we'll say by the grace of God, because I was less than half the size in high school, y'all. And so I recently went to a thrift store not too far from here, got this awesome shirt. The shirt let me know that I'm currently a medium-sized man. Shit happens. So I get the uniform on, I can't breathe. He likes that too, but we're not gonna read into it. And he is so turned on by me in this little ass uniform. I'm like, okay, is my boyfriend's fetish teenage cheerleaders or big bitches squeezing into tiny clothes? Like, what does he like about this? I'm not sure, but I'm glad he's having fun. Did you guys hear Planned Parenthood got like partially defunded last year? Did you guys hear about that? It's a shame, it's a real mess. So in anti-celebration of that, here is my favorite Planned Parenthood story. I have a favorite. That's the kind of life I lead. Fight me about it. Okay, anyway. So if you did not know this, without an appointment, without any money, you can walk into any Planned Parenthood that you see and request free condoms, and they'll give them to you. So I read this on the internet. I walked into a Planned Parenthood with all the confidence of somebody who had just learned something on the World Wide Web, and I'm like, condoms, please. The woman goes backstage. She's not a comedian. She's not a comedian, is she? She went to the back of the Planned Parenthood. This is what I do for a living, I'm sorry. Okay, so she comes out with this like super thick manila envelope. And I've never tried this before. I'm trying to be cool. Because the last time I saw a manila envelope that thick, it was on season 1 of The Wire. So I'm like, be cool, be cool, be cool. So I get home, I dump the envelope out, and there are 94 condoms inside of this manila envelope, which frankly, I feel is a judgment call. Like, how much sex do you think I'm having, you nightmare woman? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think is going on when I get home? Because 94 is an unchill amount of condoms to give somebody. If you're gonna give somebody 94 condoms, you should do it with like a little more ceremony than that. Like, you can't flick 94 condoms at somebody like a ninja star. That's rude. So I just, because frankly, I feel like 94 condoms is an amount of condoms you bequeath upon someone from your estate. You know what I mean? Like, it's an inheritance of condoms. Like, is she just jumping in piles of condoms back there like Scrooge McDuck? What's going on at Planned Parenthood? But I got through them all. I'm a champion. That's not what the joke is about. It's not. Neither here nor there. You guys are clapping for promiscuity. I'm letting you know that. Okay. I am trying to date in New York, and it's going weird. Somebody just let out an exasperated, wise, and knowing sigh. Ugh. I just said dating in New York, and somebody just, ugh. It was like I'm so sorry. Here's the thing, though. There's beautiful people here. Beautiful people. Very symmetrical faces. A lot of cheekbones. Just everybody looks like they're ready to be cast on the CW today, and I'm not ready. So I keep meeting these guys who are super attractive, but like boring as white church. And I'm like, what? Because I grew up evangelical Christian, you know what I mean? Oh, we're celebrating Jewish culture right now. Is that correct? Yeah? My ex was Jewish. He's still Jewish. We're just not together anymore. Not the 23-year-old, another guy. I took him home over the holiday season to meet my family. Again, I was raised evangelical Christian, like dress like a pimp on Easter, level Christianity. So I bring this Jewish guy home, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get some jokes, because my family's crazy. They didn't do anything insensitive, and I was extremely disappointed. But they did whisper, they whispered the word Jewish all weekend long. Like, Rebecca, we know your boyfriend is Jewish, and those people have dietary restrictions. Would it be okay if we left the bacon out on the table? And I'm like, did y'all just whisper the word bacon to me? Did you just whisper the word bacon as if it was the word blowjob? Like, what are you doing? So we broke up. Okay, I'm gonna get out here in a second. I changed the kind of guy I like. Right now, I have a type. I like guys who are hot and dumb. It's a rule I have, okay? If I'm going to let you penetrate me, I need to be able to outsmart you. Checks and balances, like... It's one of the principles upon which this great nation is based. Good enough for our founding fathers, good enough for my vagina. That's what I say. So, here's the thing. I joined online dating. If anybody's familiar with Tinder, it's a very free dating application that you can have on your smartphone. I was on it for long enough to get these jokes, and I immediately deleted it. So I got a message that was one line. The one line of that message read, "I bet you got some big dumbass nipples." And I'm like, whoa! Because like now I'm at my house by myself covering my boobs up. Like, how did we get to this point? Don't online date. You guys are past it, I can tell. You just have the wisdom of the years on your side. Okay. This is a joke for the youth on the left. They're like, I understand, I'm also a millennial. I don't have any money and I'm single. I get y'all. I actually have a boyfriend and he hates all these jokes. So I like guys who are hot and dumb, but I'm an idiot myself. Like, I think I'm an intelligent person, but I'm only interested in stupid things. I'm of no use to society. So my favorite thing to do is to smoke weed and watch science fiction movies at the very same time. So I did that one day. I'm at my house. I turn on my TV guide and I see a couple channels down. In the title box, there's a movie on, and the title of the movie is Yo, Robot. And I'm super high. I smoked some sativa, thinking man's marijuana, you know. And, I had a lot of thoughts and ideas, felt extremely creative and smart. So I see Yo, Robot is on, and I'm like, this is gonna be amazing. Post-apocalyptic, dystopian, like Hunger Games type future, you know? Dirty teenagers being forced into categories, oppressed by the system. Yo, Robot, protect me. Like sepia tones, all that. So I turn to Yo, Robot. Super ready to watch this movie, so excited. And Yo, Robot turns out to be I, Robot in Spanish. And I'm like, what? Like, for sure, absolutely. Like, Will Smith and everything, it's the same movie, top to bottom, you know? And it's just like, who could have seen that coming? That's, not I, not Yo, not Rebecca O'Neill, but do you guys think I watched the whole thing? See, yes I did. You guys have been amazing. I've been Rebecca. Goodbye.